say we came back to Bane.
Go.
Dark Knight. Well, the original question, that was favorite trilogy. I think we've had enough time. What's the order? What out of them all? What do you got?
I know my order, and I knew it when the show started, but I don't know if I'm ready to drop the bomb. I mean, not necessarily a bomb, but I just don't think Buzz is ready for it.
I don't care.
Can you give me your? I have mine in my head. I'm not going to change it. I want to hear your guys's a little bit more. Like, what is your order and favorites of that trilogy?
Dark Knight, Batman Begins, Dark Knight Rises.
Okay.
I'm 2-3-1. Dark Knight Rises, Batman Begins. For me.
And what are you at?
Do
you want me to extrapolate?
I want a little justification. I
Here's
just want to
something-
hear a little bit.
I think for me, like, I'm a huge Batman guy, and I really like what they did with the series, redeeming itself off of what they tried to do previously in like 10 movies. I would often think of this, and it was always like the best one of the series was always the one I most recently watched. Like, I would get to the end of it, and I'd be like, "Oh, that's the best one." Like, and then I'd be like, if I would be between like 2 and 1, I'd be like, okay, so I'm gonna watch 1 now instead, and then watch it. I'm like, oh, it's so much better than 2. And then like I watch 2, and I'm like, no, that one's better. So like I go back and forth, and I like 3. As I've said before, there are times that when I'm assessing in a movie, if I can walk away from it having nothing that I was on the fence about,
Mm-hmm.
I could say like, okay, that was sweet, that was perfect, that's flawless, like I'm good with it. And not necessarily flawless in a cinematic sense, because I don't know what the hell I'm talking about, but like for me not to have a gripe with it, I had some gripes with 3.
Like immediately following watching it?
Oh yeah.
Really?
Uh-huh.
Let's go into that. What are your gripes?
My gripes with 3 are...
Well, no, give me not the gripes now. What were the gripes immediate? What were those immediate?
Yeah, immediately, yeah.
Yeah.
My beef is with how Miranda Tate dies. Like, it's one of the worst deaths I've ever seen.
Acting. Yeah, 'cause I
worst
get what you're
acting
talking
deaths
about.
I've
Yeah, it's
ever
bad.
seen.
Mm-hmm.
It's not good.
It's really bad, and I'm just like,
Is it too late to say spoiler?
no, I mean, it's
I already.
fine.
Oh, well. Yeah, you know.
Yeah, I mean, like, okay, Miranda Tate dies. Hey, if you haven't seen it, you're kind of lame. So,
You're not our audience.
No. But I don't know. It's just not. And then so you got, okay, the dude's walking with a cane, right? He's crippled. He fell really far in the second one, and for 8 years he can't walk. But I'm gonna strap on this like electric knee brace. I'm good to go. I'm a superhero again, guys. Don't know if you know, but I can kick through a cement wall. Yeah. It's kind of weird to me. I don't know. I like the setup though. Like there are a lot of things I like about it. I love Alfred is awesome in it. I love how
Michael Caine.
their relationship in it. I don't really like Bruce is a little soft to me in this movie. Like he falls for Miranda.
Way quick. Yeah.
There's a whole love scene there, and then there's a little like awkwardly timed kiss dramatically as like there's a nuclear bomb about to go off. Like, I'm just, come on, man, that's like old hat, man.
I agree with everything you just said, and those are huge gripes with this movie. In theater, I didn't notice any of those.
Good point.
I enjoyed that. Like, yeah, upon review, when you see these pointed out, they're glaring, and then you rewatch and you're like, that is really awful. In theater though, didn't notice any of it.
It's kind of.
It kind of jumped out to me, but it has a great ending. It is a perfect ending.
I
cannot end any better. And even for the series itself, like it's I can get out of there and be like, yeah, that was sweet.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, second one does what it's supposed to and wants you like, okay, when is this third movie coming out? Okay, you're gonna have to wait 4 years. But the third one being the end note, the book end to it, the ending last 10 minutes is awesome. Sweet. And I like how that's, I mean, you can, it draws back on what's previously said in it. It all comes full circle. Like, it's all good. I like it.
All right, now I guess I'll throw mine in there.
Here it is.
What
Nothing to add?
so you were what? You're 2-3-1.
2-3-1.
What don't you like about 1?
And here's the thing. I like them all. So it's really just splitting hairs at this point.
Right.
I think why 3. I think we all know why 2 is the best one.
Yeah.
Heath Ledger's the Joker. That duel throughout the whole movie is phenomenal. The psychoticness of it I really enjoyed. I think why the third one beats out the first one is just the there's a little bit more of like an epicness to the whole thing, and it seems like there's much more at stake, and they throw a lot at you real quick, but I think that's what outweighs it to me. And like you're talking about like practicality, like the dude put a giant microwave in the sewer to evaporate the water. There's water in people. Why didn't the people evaporate? If you want to get into like technical stuff, like why, like from functionality, I think that's like a perfect example why.
Yeah.
So that's why. But it's like I love the movie still. I can overlook it because I'm like it's a superhero movie. It's a superhero story. You need that kind of stuff. But I think that's why 3 edges out 1 for the order.
The water evaporation is what did it for you.
No. That was just an example. Okay. No. That was just.
I'm just curious. I've never.
No. That was just an example of kind of like how you were nitpicking silly little things in 3. Similar thing, but I like the grandiose level of 3 compared to 1. Plus Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
He's awesome.
He's awesome.
Yeah.
So
I liked him a lot in it.
And I thought that was a cool way to introduce the Robin character without it being like
spoiler.
Yeah. If
you
don't listen, you're lame.
There you go.
All right.
There. Douchey voice. Insert here.
My take. I'm going to start it by just saying, kind of going one off. Buzz said, whatever one you just watched recently, that's your favorite one. And that's the kind of series it is. And that's how it is with us. That's how we feel about it. But when you sit down and you haven't watched them in a long time and you think about them, for a while there, I thought Dark Knight Rises was my favorite. Going back to the love affair that I have with Tom Hardy. I love the Bane character. I want to be Bane one day. Size and attitude.
That's what we aspired to.
That's what I think about in the weight room, is Bane. I try to be Bane. But looking back at it now, and as of right now, I would say 1, 2, 3, right in that order. And I think, in terms of thinking of it as a bombshell for you guys, is because you guys communally agreed that 2 is the best one.
Can I guess what a problem with 2 is for you?
We'll go on that in a second.
I just wanted to get
You're not going to forget it, so I'll probably forget what I'm about to say if we go any farther. But just in terms of best, yes, 2, I mean, Heath Ledger, unbelievable. But impartial again, I love Liam Neeson, and I love what he did in that movie, and I think his performance is incredible, the way he is, and I think Heath Ledger, he was so consumed by the character, and he lost his life because of that, and I think we put a lot into that, and no discredit to him at all. I just think Liam Neeson also did an incredible job. I have beef with 2 and 3 as well in terms of nitpicking. I never thought about the microwave and water and humans. That didn't occur to me. If we want to go that deep, I'm sure there's a lot of nitpicking that can be done throughout the story.
Talk about Interstellar.
Yeah. Yes. I've seen that movie 13 times. I still have no idea what's going on. But 1, in terms of a complete story and a complete cinematic experience, it's just like you get that whole journey of becoming Batman, and I think there's a journey of becoming Batman in all 3, but like the initial journey of seeing how he develops in his childhood, you get a little bit. In 2, and it's the same thing with 3. The Joker's this big bad antagonist, and I think it's on the level of comic books because he's not super crazy, like in terms of strength or some crazy superpower. He's just a crazy guy. So I think it kind of hits home because it could be realistic to some. 3, my biggest issue, going back to the Joker, on 2, he's like the crazy dude, and then he's hanging from a building, and okay, what happened? 3, Bane, big bad dude, no one can kill him, and then boom, Anne Hathaway's the one who kills him with the bike, and
spoiler.
Yeah, that wasn't the way for him to go.
I don't care.
He's such a we could have just done that from the jump. I don't think that does it justice. So in terms of that, and then 2 is a lot at once too. So we start to see a struggle. Spoiler with Harvey Dent, and that's a lot to take on. Love all those movies, and if I could, I would rate them at the top of my top 10 somewhere in altogether movies. But in terms of 1, I just think it's just start to finish is flaws I can't really think of. I just love it so much going back, and I can always watch that movie.
Yeah, the problem I have, another one with 3 is that, like, you talk about the end of Bane, but, like, where the hell did he come from? Okay? Like, okay, we can talk about, hey, the Joker, got out of Arkham at the end of the first one. We get it. We know what happened. They even plant him in the end of 1.
Okay. Card.
Yeah. So meanwhile, boom, start of the third one. Dude from Game of Thrones is working in the CIA now. And Bane. Oh my God. Bane?
Yeah.
Who the hell is he? Like, I got no development from this guy. And by the way, like a quarter of the way through the movie, Alfred's just got a sweet bio on him. Oh, by the way, he's a crazy assassin, mercenary guy. Yeah, you can't beat him. Like, why? No one. What has he done?
Yeah.
No one knows what he's done.
That would have been cool to have that lead up, like a little intro, even if it's 20 minutes, half hour. I don't know. Give me that character. It's a good point.
I want to see, like, okay, so something that is done. I would see this movie. It'd be great. It would fit perfectly within the series. Kind of throw you through a loop, but like, let's get an origin movie of Bane.
And I think that could be
It could be. I mean, if you get the right people to do it, but
talking about Marvel and those things, like money making business.
Right.
I mean, but when you talk about Christopher Nolan, he wants to make movies the right way, and I mean that series I think is just, it should be done. Like, finished, started, ended, we're good. We don't need to implement more. I would love to know more about Bane, obviously, but I think just the fact that he wrote it and did it, and like that story's done. And you're right. I mean, if the right person did it, it could be done. But I just don't think that is like something that we want to go into. Again, everyone's just content with how everything went. We cliffhanged with Robin and those things.
Right. I think it could be more feasible if he had a bigger role. Like, he never really lived up to what everybody made him out to be. Like, if he lives on, he doesn't die in the third one, maybe it's more appropriate to have to have that origin story. But really, I don't think it needs it. But it's just something I'm left wondering, like, what happened? Like,
he might not even be that complex of a character to have, support a full movie.
Right.
Anyways, like, the character in comic book is nothing like the character.
Way different.
Yeah, it's so much different. Yeah.
But that's
I'm okay with it. Like,
I am too.
That's the thing that I like about the series, that it's realistic.
It's grounded.
It's not
within reason. Right. Yeah, it fits that world, and everything is very relatable. Whereas like comic books, it's a little different.
Yeah, this Marvel thing's getting out of control. Man.
Yeah, actually, that was another added to the list of things I watched. I watched the latest Avengers.
Oh yeah,
Ultron.
Age of Ultron.
Haven't seen it still.
Don't need to.
Yeah, honestly, I gotta agree. It was very forgettable. Actually, and I really liked the first one. Did you see the first one?
First Avengers.
Yeah.
What'd you think of that?
Good. I saw it midnight release. Exhausted. It drags a little bit, and when you talk about like a cinematic or a theatrical experience, like you lose it a little bit. Just because those Avengers series are so action packed, you're kind of hooked the whole time, and that is like the very first one where you get like a lot of story and a lot of background. Yep. And I think, good altogether when you come back and watch it, and the action, it's good. I like that we start to get a little bit more development than we're used to. And, I thought it was really good.
Yes, yeah, I would agree. I thought it was a good movie, and I was actually excited for the new one. And then enough time passed where the excitement kind of died down, so I returned to my baseline. And I'm like, I'll watch this movie. I had no excitement to see it. That may have hindered why I didn't like it. But all in all, it was just it felt very, and I think this is heading down this path of Marvel movies, very Disney. Like, I know Avengers is their biggest franchise. The more I watch, the more they seem to just be targeting kids. Like, they're becoming more kids movies, whereas the first Avengers didn't feel that way. It felt just like a good action movie. This one, it felt a little cheesy. A lot of it was forced. Everything happened so quickly. I watched the whole thing, but I didn't want to. So that's a terrible review of it. But I'm just not into the.
I've heard mixed emotions.
I didn't
Yeah.
like it either. I didn't.
Yeah.
I don't like Ant-Man.
I didn't like
I don't
Ant-Man
like the
either.
concept.
I haven't seen that at
The
all.
thing is, though, I think that like I'm okay. I like the movie for what it is. I mean, okay, it's about a dude that's the size of an ant. Like, what can you do with that?
Yeah.
I think they did all right with that. I think
I'd
your
agree.
mistake is like, hey, we should make a movie about Ant-Man.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I mean, it's just not gonna contend, and it's not gonna like. It's a very kid.
It is,
Concept.
but the concept, I guess, to take away from that is they're making these movies with silly characters, and they're not trying to turn them into like badasses. You know what I mean? Like, there's no way in any way, shape, or form Ant-Man could hold up to even
Thor.
like Thor, or even go any superhero. So Batman, Superman, you go to Thor, Iron Man. These are characters that are like actually have some like really cool thing about them. And Ant-Man will never be the badass guy that's like... I mean, maybe there's a way you could spin it, but it's just...
He was
it's
a little
not
edgier than I would have thought.
It's not easily done. No, I agree. But I think that's a good thing, is that when there's a character that can't be taken seriously, they don't try it. Like, there was a lot of comedy in Ant-Man.
Yeah.
So I think that's good. Like, they're laughing about it. And that's why I love Guardians of the Galaxy.
Mhm.
And I know you haven't seen
Not yet. I really want to though.
Dude.
I'm really into it.
I'm telling you.
You saw it?
I still haven't either.
Oh yeah.
Dude, see, that's one of those movies. When I first heard they were coming out with it, I'm like, dude, there's a talking raccoon in it. There's a tree, and I'm a comic book guy, but I didn't know much about this. I'm like, dude, I'm not into it. And I watched the trailer, blown away. I was like, dude, I need to see this movie. I swear, this is next to like the original Iron Man. I think this is my favorite Marvel movie, hands down. And it's so good.
So are you a big Marvel? So like you said, you're a comic book guy.
Yep.
Are you big into the Avengers series? Do you know quite a bit about it? I mean, I don't know.
A little
anything,
bit. I mean,
really.
I know, I'm familiar with the characters to some extent, but I'm not like, I haven't read like, Avenger novel after Avenger novel. Like, I don't know all the ins and outs of everything.
Did Ant-Man have his own series, or was he his own comic?
They all have their
Okay.
own. Yeah, if they're into the Avengers, that means at some point they were pretty much big
Well,
enough
right.
that they can necessitate.
In terms of bringing him into the story, like one of my favorite guys, and it's Hawkeye, right? Is his
Mhm.
name?
Yep.
Did he have his own?
Yeah, he has his own run, and he's good. I think in the movie, like I think he could have his own movie, and I think you could enjoy it. The most recent one that I've read, and
You're telling me it wasn't Bourne Legacy? That's not Hawkeye's movie?
What?
Never mind. Sorry. Lost on you. Go
okay. Now I'm confused. No, the last book I read with Hawkeye was I forget who wrote it, but it was really good because it kind of brought in, it played off, there was some comical elements, some kind of like dry humor, but there were a lot of good action scenes in it. There was parts where he's like just a stone cold like assassin kind of guy, stone cold hitman kind of guy, but then he's got like a pet dog who gets into antics, and then he's like at a barbecue and stuff. So it's funny to see like when you can look at them outside of their superhero as just like a regular person.
Right.
I think that adds to it, which Ant-Man did well, but just
So could Ant-Man have been more of what Hawkeye is, where he didn't get his own movie, but he gets his story told a little bit,
Not really.
or
Not
did they need to tell that whole story?
I think they
were
would have
gonna
been.
bring
I think
him
they
in?
would have been better served. I don't know if there's one in the chamber, but I think they would have been better served doing a Hawkeye movie instead of Ant-Man,
Oh yeah.
and kind of played up that same kind of element, like who he is. But
Yeah, because he's been established in 2 Avenger movies.
Right,
And
so-
I'm sure he's in some of the spin-offs. I can't remember. Like those other, like,
he was
Oh
in
yes,
Thor,
in Thor.
Yeah.
Thor.
but for like a second.
But that's
But-
cool
but,
though.
like,
I
it
like
is-
those
no,
little
I
Easter
do
eggs.
like
But I
They're
think,
nice.
I don't know if he plays a bigger role in some other ones, like Black Widow has in Captain America, the second one. And
No, I don't think he's in
No.
that one.
not at all. If we're going to talk about Marvel movies, I'm going to throw this back. And it's another bad movie. It's not a good movie, but I can watch it.
Your best,
And
another
I've
best
watched it a
first?
lot. It's not I wouldn't say, I couldn't even put best in it, but it's not very good.
Just an enjoyable bad movie.
But it's an OG Marvel movie, and it's The Punisher.
Ooh,
Which one? There were like 2.
No, but the first one.
Oh, the first
Very
one?
first one, not
Yeah.
this Warzone stuff. Like the very first Punisher.
I like that.
And then, like, I was just gonna touch on that. Have you seen stuff for Deadpool?
Yeah.
I'm like, thank God this is finally coming out.
Deadpool is about
It's Ryan Reynolds
Ryan- yeah.
playing, but it's an adult superhero movie.
And they're owning that, which I think is awesome because the
They're
characters.
seriously saying kids don't go to this movie.
Yeah. Well, there's like a green band and a red band trailer
Right.
where they're just like all the
They're
like,
totally
they're
different.
just it's so offensive. I'm like, but that's good because I think Disney needs to like understand that's the character. Making him and like producing him out in any other way would be bad. So they need to just own that. That's how the character is. It's fine. It doesn't like people are gonna go, oh, it's owned by Disney. Oh, this is a bad Disney movie. Kids shouldn't, every kid should be able to go to a Disney movie. But
Nope.
no, not in this instance. So I'm actually excited about it because I think it'll be a mix of funny, just like funny adult humor
Yeah.
and just like ridiculous scenarios.
Right.
That's what I
It's
want.
going to be action. It's not going to be heavy
No.
at all.
The storyline I'm
There's
sure
no
will
drama.
be weak, but I don't care about that. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like
Yeah, I'm going to see it. It's going to be
Good.
entertaining because
Yeah.
it's different.
and I think that's what we need. We need to see a little bit of something different.
Speaking about something different, are you familiar with Suicide Squad? Have you seen stuff for that at all?
I have.
The new stuff, the movie, and all
Yep.
that.
Yep.
You?
No,
No.
not myself.
You don't know anything about it.
I know very little.
Okay.
know
I mean,
it
that's
exists.
just in terms of comic books. That's something new coming out,
And
and
see, that's the one. I'm
Now
not-
what? That's the villain one, right?
That's the villain one.
Yeah.
I'm not like into it though.
it's,
Not yet.
I'm
at
just
least.
in terms of different.
and
Yep.
it's DC or is it
DC.
Marvel? Okay.
DC, yeah, because I mean, and the cast that's in it looks good, and their storyline I don't know anything about, but I mean, Harley Quinn I believe is a big comic book character.
Mhm.
Yep.
Joker,
Batman.
played by Jared Leto.
There's the theory about that. I don't know if you've.
Oh no, I
anything
haven't heard anything about that.
I don't know if we should get into that.
Why? Let's go.
All right. So the theory is this could be a spoiler alert, so I'll say this ahead of time, but it's just a fan theory. Is that that's not actually the original Joker, like the OG Joker. That is
It's gonna
actually
be like a
like a-
copycat.
Like yeah,
well in the kind of, but in the comic books. So there's I'm gonna forget his name. I think his name's Jason Todd. Was the second Robin in the comic books gets killed by the Joker because he was like so unliked by all the fans. DC actually killed him off. So, but I think in this movie, the spinoff is going to be that the Joker didn't kill him. He kind of beat him up, but now he kind of warped him into a Joker. And now the old Robin, who Batman let kill, or like get killed by the Joker, is now the new Joker.
Mhm.
And there's a lot of stuff, even just from the trailer. It's amazing what people can pull out of the trailer. There's like evidences just in like the 2 trailers that I think were out that support this kind of theory. I'm like, that's pretty sweet. And actually, if that's the case, I could get into that a little bit. I just don't know enough about what the story is. It seems very like, it just seems like a very opportunistic movie. Like, superhero movie's big. What can we do with a bunch of people in it? So unless the story's really good, which it could be, I'm not into it yet. But I'm not saying I'm out.
I mean, it's got
Yeah.
Margot Robbie in it and
Okay.
Harley Quinn.
She Quinn?
yeah, she
Yeah.
is. So I mean that
I'm in.
that's
Yeah,
enough to be
that changes
I'm in,
everything,
guys.
now.
I'm in.
That's enough to
I'm
be
gonna buy
in
my
right
ticket.
now.
Now, since we're on superhero stuff, can we get into why people think Man of Steel is terrible?
Ooh.
Oh,
Yeah, let's talk about that.
Because you think it's terrible, and
terrible.
you're with a lot of
Flat
people.
out bad.
Like
Flat
you're
out
with,
bad.
You're with a lot of people though.
I am.
A lot of people
I know.
hate that
I
movie.
could not get into that at all. And here's the thing, and I know they helped sell it by saying, Chris Nolan's producing it. That was
That sold me honestly.
That was-
Yeah, but not only that, but it's not like you had some nobody directed. Like it's Zack Snyder directed.
yeah, but he's very hit and miss. Like
Probably.
he's very hit and miss. Like I like 300. He did 300 very well, I think, but he had a lot to work off
He
of.
did Watchmen too.
He did and I really liked Watchmen, but a lot of people did not like Watchmen.
a different movie.
I can see
is.
why people don't like
Right,
Watchmen.
but it's like even when I watched that and it was literally I think I told you about that. The next day, this came out in high school. Next day, I went and asked my buddies, who went and saw it as well, and I was like, dude, how good was Watchmen? And they were just like, I hated it. I hated it. Everything they just nitpicked and just tore it apart. I'm like, dude, but that's what made it good.
Right. It's the anti-Marvel.
Right. Yeah. And I think Zack Snyder is a good director. I think he's hit and miss for people. I think the biggest drawback was trying to ground Superman when he's ungrounded. He is literally a god among men. And I think trying to make him like approachable, which was the appeal with Batman, like you made him a regular guy that people could get to know. That's just not Superman. I think he's got a background that could like support it a little bit, but once he's Superman, he needs to be doing, I don't know, it just needs to be handled differently.
Okay, so about his origin stuff. So, like, is that okay? Or is
What do
that
you
bad too? Like, when he's a kid. When he doesn't know who he is.
Right. No, so I think
And his
that...
upbringing. Like, is
I
that
think-
okay? Or is it... Because I'm honestly trying... Because I loved it.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find out what people
No,
don't like about it.
my quarrel is with Superman in general. Like,
So,
I don't...
when he's grown.
It's just... Yeah, I guess
Or the
so.
character.
The character himself. Like,
Okay.
he was given... He's given too much stuff, like too many powers. He was overpowered when he was created. You know, this guy who's he can fly. He's got heat vision. He's got like ice breath, super strength, super speed. Like, what can't he do? So it's like in no way, shape, or form can I relate to this guy,
Right.
At all. Like, even if I try, like, oh, you know, he was like a nerd in school, okay, kind of, but now he's like,
So you don't like Superman at all?
no, not really.
So you don't like him at all? It's not the movie.
No,
You don't
but I
like
think
him.
I think there's a cool way. I think there is a way to do it right. And I'm not
If
saying
you just go way overboard. Like, he's not at all like us.
yeah, like maybe if it didn't even take place on Earth. Like, let's just send him into space to fight some like giant thing on a different planet where the rules are changed all of a sudden, you know what I mean? Like maybe he goes to a different part where the sun's not as bright, so he loses like half his power. Now he's just like now he can just fly and has like super strength, but none of the other stuff. You know what I mean? So he can get hurt, he can get killed, stuff like that. Maybe that would make it a little more
I think.
enjoyable
Well,
for me.
so are you familiar with the Superman comics?
I am.
So in the comics, is he a relatable person? Or no, not at all.
No, not at, that was the thing. Like even in he's too much of a god, like a godlike character, which is ultimately why I think I've just become to love Batman so much, because Batman is the only one like smart enough to take him down. Like he has like there's one, I'm gonna get real nerdy here. There's a book, it's called Tower of Babel, and basically all the Justice League is becoming they're getting corrupted by like an outside force, which you find out later. I'm not gonna get into it all, but Batman is the only one who he has like a contingency plan how to take down everyone in the Justice League, including Superman. He's the only one who knows how to stop him.
At all times.
At all times. At any given
Nice.
moment, he has a plan to stop everyone in the Justice League, which I'm like, okay, if you can take down Superman, that's awesome. But Superman, no matter what, he's just like, just brute force, raw power, untouchable. Like, no one on Earth can stop him other than Batman. But
The
like,
utility belt.
yeah. No, but I think, yeah, he's not grounded enough, and I don't think Man of Steel grounded it for me.
I mean, I liked it. In terms of, you know, you said going out in space, doing something else. I think Earth is really just a catalyst for the struggle and the fight and all the things. Because he was I can't remember his name.
Zod.
And you know that he brings all his squad down there.
Cronies.
Yeah, his cronies. But I mean, so that's like supernatural stuff, galaxies, you know, different, like on his level. So I mean, you know, he could have died. So yeah, like once they spin it, like in this new one, I got no idea what's gonna happen. Once they spin it so that human made or humans can touch him, that's where I'll probably check out after that. But the fact that he's fighting former life forms from the same
Krypton.
yeah, Krypton. It's just, you know, that's where I'm cool with it. A lot of the, like, from my posse, I heard, you know, they didn't like all the destruction, just in terms of how it was shot, not necessarily the story.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of destruction.
That was
I didn't
little-
really mind it. There's like what feels like a 4-hour fight sequence where everything in Metropolis seems to get knocked over.
Like millions of people.
But I mean, when you're dealing with that kind of firepower, what do you expect?
No, exactly.
These dudes are like they can destroy Earth with the way, you know, that you need that.
Maybe that would have been better if they played it up that way. Like, maybe if it was two gods meeting, like, if that whole time he was viewed as a god and wasn't like, I don't know. Like, he is viewed as a god, but not within the context of that movie. Like, at no point, he just looks like a guy who doesn't want to help the military. Instead, if they were just, like, in love with him and he could do no wrong, and then all of a sudden another god arises where now maybe there's, like, a division between people. People don't know whose side to take, and they fight. Maybe there's a conflict on the human scale where they're butting heads.
I liked a lot of things about it, but one of the things that I liked was the action style, I guess I'll say. To me, it seemed like it was really different from typical. Like, there's nothing like that in Dark Knight, but like I think this is definitely more of a Marvel-like character.
Yeah.
And I liked that it was nothing like a Marvel action sequence. And that, I think that for me, it made me feel like they were more godlike. It made me feel like it was more above. Like when you see him hit like supersonic speed and stuff, like I thought that was believable.
Mhm.
Whereas in past Superman stuff that they've done, it's like it all kind of seems cheesy and green screened
Yeah.
and all this kind of stuff. It's obviously computer generated, but I just thought that like for me, I just like, oh, that looks real. That looks like it could happen. Yeah,
See,
whatever.
Well, another thing that it just bugs me, and this is just about the character in general. Like when he was created, it was like in the 40s, and he's got the red underwear over like the blue suit with the red cape, right? Like so in the 40s, that makes total sense. But then like even in this movie, they try to explain it like, oh, there was a suit that crash landed in the Arctic, and it's got an S on it, and it's blue and red, and you go back to like Krypton, where everything's like earth tones, gray. Yeah, no. So it's like even that wasn't grounded within the world that it created. Like so Superman finds this suit. Like, why is he compelled to wear a suit?
Because his dad's image tells him.
I know, but like
Russell Crowe.
But like, why
If
not?
Russell Crowe tells you to do something, damn it, you do it.
Yeah, if it's Gladiator, Russell Crowe.
Are you entertained?
He's always.
I was not. I
You
was
were
not
not
entertained.
That's not why you were there?
No.
Okay.
No, it just. I think that, and I've mentioned this before, how I'm a fan of the world that gets created and being held to the rules that get created within that world, and I felt like it kind of just didn't stick to that.
It's all good.
But
I want informed.
No, I get
just
you.
want to know.
I hope
There's a lot of people that don't like it. So I'm glad we got to touch on that.
It was a long time coming. We needed to get that out there in the open.
We needed to air it.
So what about thoughts for the next one then? Where are you at with that one? I know you didn't like the first one. Are you still going to see the second one?
I know the story behind this one a little bit, and it's based off a book. It's based off one by Frank Miller. So I think having Zack Snyder's directing, correct? I think that is a good thing because his track record with Frank Miller stories is really good, which is 300. So I expect him to do really well with this. And this story, in my opinion, that he's directing and creating is the best Batman story ever told, ever. And I know there's a lot of people I think would agree with that. But this one's going to be good. It has the potential to be really good, and I think it'll be miles above Man of Steel.
Great. Good to know. Looking forward to
The
it.
more you know.
Is Nolan exec producing this or no?
I think he just exec produces everything.
That's not true.
I don't know, man.
It's just not true. Get out of here.
He produces a lot of stuff. I think he is producing this, though. Executive producer.
How much of, just slap the name on it, though, to give it appeal?
I
Or
think
do
he
they
do.
actually do stuff?
That's what I don't know. I'd have to.
I'm curious
really
about that.
dig. I think they do just slap the name on it. Like, hey, what do you think about this movie? I think it'll be good. Executive producer, just slap it on.
Right.
He's got like a executive producer sticker, and they're slapping it on everything.
I would have saw it anyway, but once Nolan was tied to it, I
Yeah.
already liked it.
That was a big selling point for Man of Steel for me.
Yeah.
Like, it was like, he's involved in it. I know, like, I love what he did with the Batman world. He brought it down to a real life kind of thing.
Yeah.
I'd like to see what he can do with that. But he didn't direct that, so.
No. So that's what, yeah, that's you probably read up, I don't know, and find out, where did he fall in place in writing the story or, helping to, and,
Did he just fund
aiding
it?
and
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Do you guys know anything about what Christopher Nolan is actively doing right now?
I'd like to know.
Oh, yeah, you would. So I just looked him up because I wanted to see what he's exec producing everything. And would you know, in his entire career he has produced 10 things.
Okay.
Most recently, he was an exec producer for Batman vs. Superman.
Okay.
His most recent production and directing that he's doing is on a movie called Dunkirk.
Okay.
Nothing there. I just don't know. You're very informed. I don't know.
I don't
So
claim to be very
I checked this thing out,
I just
and
act
there's
like I
a
am.
very short synopsis about what the hell this movie is going to be. But it is going to be a, quote, film that tells the story of the Dunkirk evacuation, which I'll have to read up on more, which took place at the beginning of World War II. Okay.
Take place in New York.
We got a World War II movie coming out,
Could be good.
written, produced, directed by Chris Nolan and his brother John Nolan. Any guesses on who the lead actor is? for this
McConaughey.
movie? That's one guess. You're
Oh.
wrong.
I'm gonna go the guy who plays Man of Steel. Is it that guy?
All right, so
That's a terrible guess.
is
I got nothing.
Is it off the wall or is it
No.
in past works?
No, it's not off the wall.
Joseph Golden-Rabbit?
No, good guess.
Dude, past works. Oh, Memento. I'm just gonna go off the wall there.
No.
Tom.
Tom
Did know that.
Tom Hardy.
Do you
Tom
vaguely
Hardy.
remember
Full
that?
circle.
Nikes.
First circle. We're all coming around.
Oh, classic Tom.
Tom Hardy. World War II. Chris Nolan.
I like that.
Let's go.
I like the look of that.
I'm out.
Mm-hmm.
Peace.
Good with that.
Good show, guys.
Good feel.
All right.
Oh, but seriously.
We got anything else there?
No, I think we had it was a successful show all around.
We bounced around a little bit. We talked sports medicine. No, I got one final topic.
Oh,
Quick.
And I know what he's coming with this. I just
You don't know at all what we're talking about.
okay.
Because this is what I said. I want to talk a little sports today. We talked some movies,
that's right.
a little bit of music.
That's right.
I just wanted to hit on sports for real quick.
Hit.
Yesterday, 2 days ago, whatever, we're in the bowl season.
Mm-hmm.
The semifinals of the college football playoff was on. I saw someone put on Twitter, because I was busy. I wasn't following it all that much.
Mm-hmm.
The lead up to it, with all the media days and stuff. He said that he's never once seen this many teams talk about how they're not respected. So I guess all 4 teams feel like they're being slighted somehow.
But they're in the playoffs.
One's undefeated. A couple of most of them won their conference championships. What is happening to sports right now? At least, like, I get it. I think we've just overplayed and we're just past the time of chip on the shoulder. It's the most overused term, cliche in sports.
Yeah.
Where are the Miami teams of old that just said, yeah, we're friggin'
Yeah,
good.
we're the best.
We're gonna beat you. Like, and
What happened
you're
to
not
that?
gonna do
Yeah.
anything about it.
I blame social media.
Why? Yeah, because they just hear all this crap.
I think it's
talked
part of
about
it.
them?
Yeah, I think that's part of it. But I think everybody's friends when they're following somebody. You know what I mean? I think that could be another factor to why the NFL is kind of soft. Like the jersey swap at the end of the game. Like what happened to those days when it's like, dude,
I don't like it.
you didn't like even with the NBA when there was like, you didn't want to team up with people. You wanted to beat them, and that meant bringing in the talent, like. Not going out and getting your rival to come to your team just so you can win. I think that's part of it. I think in social media has done that because you follow them all. So in a weird way, you're like a fan of their work. You're a friend of them. They're a friend of you. I think it's made it soft all around. That's
So
just me.
Clemson might be deserving. No one thought they were going to beat Oklahoma. I don't
Mm-hmm.
know. Like, but still, like, come on, man. You're number one in the country. Like,
Own it.
God. Like, maybe Florida State thought they should last year because they were undefeated and ranked 3rd. But,
Mhm.
like, dude, you're ranked top in the country.
I
Like,
think
just freaking
those,
play,
those
man.
rankings don't mean anything. I think you saw that if bowl season proves anything, rankings don't mean anything.
Yeah.
They really don't.
Yeah.
Because any given Sunday, another cliche I'll use, the better team can win. And they do often. And the rankings don't mean anything. Like I think OSU would have put up a much better fight than Michigan State.
Yeah. But
Whether they would have won or not, I don't know.
but
But I
you
think
don't-
it would have been better than 38-0.
you don't feel slighted because you lost at home to 2 backup quarterbacks. Not 1, you lost to 2.
Yeah.
Like, they were so bad they had to play 2 backup quarterbacks, like, in and out.
Mhm.
Because neither one of them was good enough to play the entire game. But, okay, Oklahoma, you lost. And then you lost again.
Yeah.
Like, why does Alabama feel like they have a chip on their shoulder? Why?
They
They've been the
should
best
know-
team in,
yeah.
like,
And
10 years.
it runs back to social media, which I as well think is another thing. I mean, everyone has an opinion about this stuff.
Yeah, but why are we so weak that, like, this fat guy behind his keyboard is talking bad on me, so I'm being slighted? Like, not everybody thinks
Because
they
everyone
do
can
it.
see it now. Like,
Who
I mean,
gives a crap, man?
I know
Like,
you're just different than everyone else, but everyone's sensitive now. I mean, like you
Yeah.
know, and that's just a thing. I mean, there are probably just like multiple personalities out there, but like you only see the sensitive ones because they're the ones that talk on these social media, and like so. I mean, I think that's people come out and they want to say what they want to say, and then someone's always got something to say back, and whether you keep it to yourself, put it on a podcast, or tweet it. I mean, that's just how things go. Like
Yeah.
you're venting right now. I mean, you just didn't tweet it. So you're
But it's
yeah,
again.
but I'm not like, I'm just,
But it,
no,
that's the
right.
thing,
I
it's a-
get it. It's like you're just bringing up the
as
discussion,
big an egos some of these guys can have.
and then you get chipped away by a guy who never
Yeah,
played football
yeah.
before. Like, I get
Come
it
on.
for
Yeah,
sure.
these no name guys, and you let it like their one thing carry so much weight. Like, I think that just comes down to it, though, like what kind of person you are.
Glad I got to get that.
Good
out,
addition.
'cause I needed it.
That was for you.
Was it
You only.
This one's
Well,
unique.
yeah, because I'm not
You
getting
wanted
it from you
you
guys.
needed it.
I surprised you guys so much, like by that you didn't have anything
not even
prepared.
prepared for anything like that.
No.
I was
There-
expecting that.
No. Couldn't even look at like. 'Cause I didn't even know what you're talking about. Like
If you gave me
who's getting
sports,
disrespected.
yeah,
Everybody,
and-
that's what I'm saying.
yeah,
Everybody
and that's
feels
my
like they're
thing is because
disrespected.
I stay away. I mean, I have every social media account, but I just don't look at them as much as everyone else does. Nor do I look at college football as much as I should when my specific team is not involved as much. So, I'm just not as in tune with everything. You're obviously following up on it. You probably follow the right people. I follow nobody that has a justifiable opinion on the college football
Not no to
playoff.
this.
So
no to it.
it makes its
So
appearance every episode. But I
Got
just
to.
think like in terms of that, and also going back to Alabama, they're like the SEC is the Sith now. Okay, they're like no one wants to see them succeed except SEC people. So you've got everyone. It's like SEC or nothing. So I think that's their chip comes from that. Maybe not their season. They lost, right? I don't remember who they lost
Yes,
to.
they lost to Ole Miss.
Who did not have a credible season therefore after, like, didn't do very well. I mean, so a lot of people discredit that. It's about who's good right now, and I think Alabama's good right now. Very good. This should be an interesting game because I don't really know. I didn't pay attention to Clemson. I don't know who they
Dude,
played.
you're sliding them right now, dude.
You're right, I
Gonna
am.
break their little hearts.
Damn me.
All right, fellas. Good sesh.
That was a good sesh.
Long sesh.
Long sesh.
Sorry to the viewers.
They tune in for this.
Yeah.
They've been telling us they want more.
We want.
And if
they
you've
want
made
more.
it to
We
this
want
point-
longer sessions.
If you've made it to this point, thank you for listening,
God bless.
especially with me on here. Something different.
It was good.
Yeah,
I liked it. I
needed
enjoyed it.
It was a change of pace.
I think it was a success.
Thank
we'll
you
have
for
some
having
more,
me on.
We'll have guests back on.
Yeah.
I'm glad.
Beef back on.
have
Probably
Beef back
later
on.
on.
I hope so.
Maybe we bring him in for Revenant. I don't know. Possibly.
If it involves Tom Hardy, I would hope to be involved. But I mean that
He's earned it. He's earned the Tom Hardy
I'm gonna-
achievement.
I'm
I
gonna-
haven't even seen all his work, so
I'm
I
gonna
might not
spoil
even
it-
be a credible
I'm gonna spoil
fan.
it best now. Like right now.
Please, I don't want to hear it.
It's Tom Hardy's best movie.
Oh,
So then I
That's-
want to be on.
Tom
know?
Hardy's
I mean, but
best
I,
movie.
that's up to you.
He
You got
might-
viewers.
if that's your spoiler.
He might be better than Leo in it.
Okay.
Little tease.
You obviously haven't seen Bronson.
Revenant. Revenant next week.
Next week?
Yeah, next week. Probably. It's out next weekend.
Ready.
All right.
Alrighty.
Well, Beef. Thanks for
It's a
coming on.
pleasure.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely.
Appreciate your
Time
time.
again.
See you.
See ya.